Hello everyone, welcome back to ICT Knowledge, Class 12, Computer Science, Session 5, covers SQL Advanced and the Python, MySQL Interface, one of the highest weightage practical topics. We will learn joins, subqueries, and how to connect Python programs directly to your MySQL database. This combines everything you have learned about Python and SQL into one powerful skill. A join combines rows from two or more tables based on a related column. Look at our student table with a department ID column and our department table with matching department ID and department name. Without join, you need to separate queries and manually match the department ID yourself. Join does this automatically in one query. The SQL syntax uses join keyword with an on clause specifying which columns should match. Student dot department ID equals department dot department ID. Watch the four join types appear. Inner join returns only matching rows from both tables. The intersection left join returns all rows from the left table plus matching rows from the right. Right join returns all rows from the right table plus matching from the left. Cartesian or cross join returns every row combined with every row, usually a mistake. For CBSE, focus mainly on equijoin, inner join, and Cartesian product. Left and right are good to know but less tested in board exams. The Venn diagram visual shows exactly which rows each join type includes. Equijoin is the traditional style using a where clause to match columns. Select from student, comma, department where student dot department ID equals department dot department ID. The modern join syntax does the same thing more clearly using join and on keywords. Both give identical results. Now, Cartesian product happens when you forget the join condition. Select star from student, comma, department with no where class. This creates every possible combination. If student has 3 rows and department has 3 rows, you get 9 meaningless rows. Always remember to include your join condition. A subquery is a query nested inside another query. The inner query always run first. Watch the animation. The outer query is selected name marks from student where marks greater than. The inner subquery in parenthesis computes select average marks from student. The inner query execute first computing a single value like 82.5. Then the outer query becomes where marks greater than 82.5. Remember, subqueries must always be enclosed in parentheses. Four essential subquery patterns above average. Find students whose marks exceed the average using a subquery with average. Use in. Find a student in a specific department by checking if department ID is in a list returned by a subquery. Using exist. Check if a subquery returns any row at all. Useful for checking related records exist. Find the maximum value. Find the student with marks equal to the maximum computed via a subquery with max. Remember, in checks membership in a list of values while exits just checks if any row is returned. Now the exciting part connecting Python to MySQL. Watch the 6 steps appear. First, import mysql.connector. Second, create a connection using connect function. with host, user, password, and database parameters. Third, create a cursor object from the connection. This cursor executes SQL commands. Fourth, use cursor.executive function to run your SQL query. Fifth, use fetch all function to retrieve the results. Sixth, call commit function to save any changes for insert, update, or delete operations. Before starting, install the connector using pip install MySQL connector Python and make sure your MySQL server is running. Here is a complete standard pattern. Import MySQL.connector as SQL for convenience. Create the connection object MyDatabase using SQL.connect with your host, user, password, and database name. Create a cursor from MyDatabase. Write your SQL query as a string and execute it using cursor.execute query. Fetch all results using cursor.fetchAll function and loop through printing each row. Each row comes back as a tuple. Finally, always close the connection with my database close function when you are done. This exact pattern appears in every class 12 practical program. Watch the fetch methods appear. Fetch one function returns a single row as a tuple or none if no more rows exists. Fetch all function returns all remaining rows as a list of tuples. Most commonly used fetch many of n function returns exactly n rows as a list. Row count gives you the number of rows affected by your last operation, useful for update and delete to confirm something actually changed. The comparison table shows exact return types. Fetch 1 gives a single tuple. Fetch all gives a list of tuples. Fetch many gives a limited list. For insert, build your query with person's placeholder instead of directly inserting values. This is critical for security. Pass your actual values as a separate tuple to execute. This prevents SQL injection attacks. After executing insert, update, or delete, you must call mydatabase.commit function. Without this, your changes are lost when the connection closes. For update, similarly, your person's placeholder for both the set value and where condition. For delete, same pattern, always use parameterized queries, never string concatenation for user input. This exact format is expected in your class 12 practical exam. Connect to the database, create a cursor, then enter a while loop showing a menu. Add student, view all, update marks, delete, exit. Each menu option executes the appropriate SQL operation. Adding a student uses insert with parameterized values and calls commit function. Viewing all users select and fetch all function to loop through results. Updating users update with where class and commit function. Deleting users delete with where and commit function. This complete this complete program combines everything we have learned. Database connections can fail. Wrong password, server not running, database does not exist. Wrap your connection code in try except to handle this gracefully. Catch SQL.error specifically to get MySQL related error messages. Always use a finally block to close the connection even if an error occurred. Best practices always use persons placeholders to prevent SQL injection. Always call commit, always called commit function. After data modifying operations, always close your connection when done. Wrap connection code in try except Finally, never hard code passwords in shared code and use cursor.rowCount to verify your operations actually worked. Rapid fire. Inner join matches only. Left join gives all left plus matches. The connection sequence is connect, then cursor, then execute, then fetch. Fetch 1 gives one row. Fetch all gives all rows. Commit is required as insert, update, delete, but not select. Subqueries run before the outer query. Use placeholder to prevent SQL injection. Row count tells you how many rows were affected. 8 key points to remember. 6 exam 6 question types. Write a join query for 3 marks given 2 tables. Write a subquery to find above average students for 3 marks. List the connection steps for Python MySQL for 3 marks. Write a complete Python MySQL program to insert a record for 5 marks. Differentiate fetch 1 versus fetch all or commit versus rollback for 2 marks. Explain what happened if commit is not called after insert for 2 marks. Answer changes are lost when connection closes. 8 exam traps. Forgetting the join condition, create a Cartesian product with m times n rows, usually unintentional. Commit function is not automatic. Without it, your insert, update, delete changes. Without it, your insert, update, delete changes vanish. Select queries do not need commit function since they don't modify data. Persons placeholders work for all data types including numbers. Python's connector handles conversion automatically. Fetch one function returns none once all rows have been retrieved. Row count helps verify if an update or delete actually changed anything. A subquery used with equals, greater than, or less than must return a single value. Use in for multiple values instead. Cursor.execute function takes the query string and a tuple of values as two separate arguments. Quiz challenge. Question 1. Write an SQL query using join to display students' name with their department names from student and department tables. Question 2. Write Python code to connect to MySQL and insert a new student record using a parameterized query with persons placeholders. Bonus, what happens if you forget commit function after an insert statement? Write your answers in the comments. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you.